The question of the right exchange is often crucial in the royal game. Reshevsky Fischer, their match New York and Los Angeles, 1961, and this is a very crucial position for the whole match. Samuel Reshevsky is to move his white, and of course all chances are with black, so the position is a draw or Fischer wins. But okay, here it is still a draw. How to defend? Take your time. The king must come closer to reinforce the blockading forces. Now it is a draw, and the tactical point is that rook takes f4, runs into check. Taking on f4 loses due to rook e2 check, but now the rook ending, of course, is a draw. Or, can't be better for black. So, possible move is rook e7, but white's blockading forces are strong enough. The e-pawn is under control, and the position is a draw. Now, white either keeps his a-pawn, okay, now black wins it, or can crucially improve the situation on the king side. This is much better for the bishop. This is very typical. The pawn now complements the bishop, controls light squares, and the bishop attacks the h6 pawn, which forces one of black's pieces to protect the pawn, and then black cannot win. And it's very typical that it is better that the bishop attacks the pawn than the other way. It protects its own pawn, as we will see in the game continuation. So, after king g2, the position is a draw. But rook c1 was a mistake. Now Fischer is winning. He puts his rook behind the pawn, and Reshevsky has lost too much time. e2 would have won, or lead to a winning position, but it's not so easy, of course, to make this final conclusion. The a-pawn falls. White gets the e-pawn in exchange, but now black is winning according to the table basis. h5. This is crucial. Now black has improved the situation on the king side, and if white's king could come around to h3, it would be a draw, but black can stop it. And now black wins, as Fischer had already proved in my 60 memorable games in principle, but we will see this later. Very important is that black has now managed to achieve this setup, to put his pawn on a light square so that all his forces are free, his king and rook. And as a guideline, this is what the rook wants, to be free and to attack. Fischer played rook h3, probably over the board. He was not sure if the other variation was winning or not, and later he proved it. Here, king g2 as played by Reshevsky is okay, but in a way, an easier way to draw is... Okay, at first it's a bit more complicated, but in the end it is easier, I think. Bishop d6, and then black would get a queen, but white's fortress cannot be taken. Okay, the variation was more complicated to calculate, of course, but now it is easier, I think. It is easier for white to defend this position than the game continuation, because of the very good fortress-like setup on the king side. King g2 is still playable, but now it's much more difficult. Well, and this poses a crucial question. To f3 or to h3? Okay, I have already given it away before. King h3 is right, as Fischer has given after the game. And now the position is a draw, and this is confirmed by the table basis. White always has counter chances on the king side in time. Now, the king is surprisingly better placed on h3 than on f3. Now black is winning. But Fischer followed the guideline not to exchange attacking potential, but here it is wrong, as White's rook complements the bishop. The bishop is colorblind, but here the rook helps it. The coordination, black has two rooks and they are not so dangerous. They are not. The bishop protects the g3 and both protect the king. So this was called for and forced. And Evans had already indicated in Chess Live that black wins, and Fischer gave the full proof in my 60 memorable games. And I can just give one possible line. Fischer's proof is much longer, but yeah, it's winning also according to the endgame table basis. And after all, it's not so difficult. Black drives White's king back and back and back, and White has no activity. Now, this is the reason why the king had to go to h3, to avoid this cut-off scenario and being forced back and back and back. Yeah, this all is very logical. Black, by the way, would also win if White's pawn on g3 wouldn't be there. Would be win without the g3 pawn. But then it is of crucial importance that the h-pawn is still on h5. Without the g-pawn and the pawn on h4, it would be a draw again. Black's king needs the h4 square in that case. Okay, with the g3 pawn, it's a bit more difficult. Okay, king h1, then rook d2. So, Fischer gives another line, but it doesn't help. Now h4 is threatened. H takes d3, and so the king must leave. But this, of course, doesn't help. H4 is in the air in several lines, and so White is forced away and lost. Fischer made very, very seldom such technical mistakes, so, and then this was also a very crucial moment, of course, for the whole match. Here he followed the guideline to keep his attacking potential on the board, but it was better to exchange rooks to go into the technical endgame where the superiority of his second rook over the bishop is extremely large, while here only White profits from the rooks. Now Reshevsky's small army is very well coordinated. He could even play rook takes h6. Yeah, and then Black's two rooks don't help much. White's king is safe, and not much can be done anymore, and so our draw was agreed.